Hey all, Choiboy here. Welcome to another video. Today we got the October Portfolio Update 2020. Now, disclaimer, not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before you take action on any of the stocks I talk about. These are merely my views and opinions about the stock market or anything I talk about. It's not financial advice. So keep that in mind and we'll get straight into it. So, nothing much has changed since the previous portfolio update. Portfolio value is at $15,318. Now, the numbers here is 5,924 plus total returns, so positive, and it's around 60% returns. It's pretty good despite the fact that I chucked a lot of money even after the initial bumps. Now, if I didn't add more money to my portfolios for the companies I bought, well, I have so far, then a lot of the companies would be more than double of what I bought it at. And it's quite interesting to see what's happening with my early buy-in. So I'm really thankful of my past self for making these calls, but maybe it is time to sell some of these. We'll talk about it. The graph is, you can see some ups and downs, it's been pretty rough for the first, few months of starting with Sharesies. Then it really kicked off from like April when I started chucking a bit more money, a bit more than I expected I would. I chucked in around 10k this year alone so far, since I started with Sharesies, which is more than I expected. I'm looking to add around 15k in total, maybe by the end of this year. We'll see how the market acts and I will react to it properly. But regardless, we see some ups and downs, but generally a very good uptrend. 60% at a 15k portfolio value is phenomenal. Really great to see my portfolio doing really well. So we'll get to the companies. So we got a few companies that might be going in the next few months. We don't know when, but I will definitely update you guys later on if it happens. We'll start with Abano. So Abano, they still have an offer going at $4.75, I believe. So, the price is getting closer to that number. It's a premium buy-in from Bidco, and if that offer goes through, then $4.75 sounds really good. But I am looking into selling the stock at around $4.50, $60 if it does come. Mainly because the offer is still not locked in. So we don't know if it's going to happen. And, I'm hoping it doesn't fall through. But if it does, then it's really, really bad. Because this price is crazy. It's way above the market price like a few months ago. We're looking at $2.60, $2.70 a few months ago, and it suddenly jumped so high, mainly because of the revival of the Bidco offer. And it's such a premium price. It went up even higher than the initial offer. It was like $4.50 before, and now it's like $4.75. I do need to check the numbers. Please check the numbers. But something like that. It went slightly higher at a premium price now. And if that goes through, fine. Cool, but I am looking into selling this slightly earlier and moving on to something more interesting. So I am looking around for stocks. Please put a comment down below of any stocks you might want me to look into and maybe I'll buy it. I don't know. I'm doing some research here and there, but nothing is catching my eye just at the moment. I do want the market to fall just a bit, but who knows? It may never fall. It might fall next week, next month, who knows? I don't know what could trigger a market fall, but just fundamentally, I don't think a lot of prices are at a reasonable price given the entire stock market. So we'll look into it. So this might be going really soon, and then that will free up around 2.53k in my portfolio to be reinvested somewhere else. We got Bliss. So around August, I did buy $1,000 worth of Bliss again. I did sell around here in June. Then I decided to buy back because I saw some interesting things about advertising in China and Canada. It's a nice speculative stock that, it's quite low market cap. It's kind of like penny stocks really, but the product's pretty good. I tried it. Not too bad at all, and I think it might have a boom in China or Canada or wherever they want to get into. Maybe one of them will succeed, who knows. It really depends on how they execute the marketing schemes and stuff like that, so that'll be pretty interesting to be a part of. So I bought back, and maybe I'll be adding a bit more to it in the future. Maybe some Abano money might be going into Bliss, so I'm not too sure yet, but I will be looking into that as well. Quite a possibility, but nothing much going on with Bliss in general. It's kind of come back to the price I bought it at, really. So that's that. Kathmandu, same thing. I mean, nothing really happening with Kathmandu. It's been slowly increasing, very, very subtly increasing. So it's really nice to see they are slowly recovering. This is a lot better than just random spike upwards. You know, I'm really happy it's not all the way back up like at $2.50 or something like that. It's really great. It's going steadily. So let's keep it that way. Nothing much happening with Kathmandu. They did have like a results come out and stuff like that, but nothing out of the norm really. It's quite the usual given COVID-19. Plexus, yeah, they're doing okay. I don't know what to say about this company. I do want to buy a bit more Plexus just because I haven't been able to buy much ever since I returned, and no dots on the graph. It kind of looks sad. I really do want to buy a bit more because I just see a lot of potential in the company in general. It's just a really good company with good people. It's a great company, personally speaking. So I might have to talk with the CFO and see if I can smack some more money into it. Smack it in. We'll see about that. But obviously you know why I can't go into any details. Neither, I don't know anything really. I'm kind of like an outsider in the company in general. Vista Group International. So this is another one I'm quite hesitant on. So Abano I will have to sell at some point if that buy by Bidco goes through. But Vista, the previous restructure from Vista just keeps knocking on my door, just reminding me of checking in about the, you know, the after effect of the restructure, and it just doesn't look good. The sector they're in and the work they do might be really good. It's just the restructure they did. Something gives me a feeling that that didn't go well. Just looking at from the outside, it's like this kind of thing. Plexus had like 2 or 3 people from Vista. Now, Vista, a lot of Vista people were coming out due to being restructured out or looking elsewhere. It's just really, really sad when a company you're invested in is losing good talent. Now, you know, that being said, I don't know what to do with this stock. So I am looking into maybe even selling this stock off. It is still at a really low price, but you know, the cinema sector in general, it's quite okay in New Zealand, for example, because we're in level 1. I mean, people are quite back to normal, you know, here. But in the rest of the world, it's not quite like that. I heard China had like another outbreak or something. Like, there's just things I'm reading here and there, globally speaking, and it's just not looking that great. And do people really want to go back to the cinemas in these countries? Probably not. And that's probably why things like Netflix might be such a hot thing nowadays. And I don't know, the cinema sector might change due to the whole COVID, you know, forever, permanently. That would be a very big challenge for Vista. So it is quite a risky one for me to hold. And I'm not sure, like I am still quite up in it, like not much, 10%. Maybe I'll take this and just try look into another stock. So, you know, that's my portfolio update. Now, the question is, what am I going to invest in? If I have money from Abano and possibly even from Vista, what am I going to buy now? Options are Bliss, more Plexus, or look into new companies, right? So, new companies, you know Bliss, you know Plexus, but new companies. I'm not too sure about the US market. For example, I was always interested in AMD, but AMD is not really favorable because it's quite high, you know. Their competition is mainly Intel, but Intel's pipelines kind of stops them from innovating till like 2024. So AMD has a lot of time to catch up to Intel, and you know, AMD Ryzen CPUs are really, really good. I'm using one right now for this desktop right now. So it's a really good brand. And these guys are not screwing around. Top-notch tech. and it's an interesting stock, but it's just come up a bit too much for my likings. I mean, I don't know, if it plateaus here a bit longer, I might buy in, but at this current time, it hasn't been that long since the recent pump, so I might stay away from it just for now. I am all about that buy-in price, not trying to specifically time the market to the dot, but at least buy it at a reasonable range, right? You should have a target range of prices of for certain stocks, because just buying it at all-time highs are not always the best things to do, especially when there's a lot of controversial events happening. For example, the presidential elections and stuff like that in the US, and the debates. If you haven't watched the debate, the first debate with Trump and Biden, watch it. It's a bloody meme. I laugh so much watching it. It's amazing. I work listening to it. It's amazing debate. I'm joking. It's bad. I'd be worried if I lived in the US. Other than that, there's a bit of resistance on the stock market at the moment. The S&P 500 is kind of just stalled at the all-time high as well. I'm just not entirely sure what I feel about these companies like Tesla. It's come up a lot since the stock split. It hasn't been doing too much, it's just random ups and downs, but you know, Tesla, I believe, is so overpriced right now. Fundamentally speaking, it's just crazy. This company is nuts. Like, I might be just staying away from it. It's just a bit too much for me to handle, but I am looking around. I just don't know what I want to do. Do I want to go to more safer options like larger market cap companies, or would I go for low medium? I'm just not sure. Aspect of things in the NZX, I would be looking for more low mid, but for US, low market caps are very, very risky just because of the sheer number of companies in these NASDAQ or NISC or something like that, or CBOE. It's just crazy nuts. There are so many companies, and if you don't do your research properly, even if you do your research properly, it's so hard to pick out these good stocks. So it will take some time. I am constantly looking into it, but just other than AMD, I really haven't had any other ideas about certain companies, so I will have to actually look into it properly soon. So maybe I will surprise you in the next portfolio update. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's me. Thank you for watching today. If you liked today's video, put the thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, and put the bell notification for my next updates. And I will see you in the next live stream or video or whatever comes first. Until next time, I will see you around. Later.